Imagine an animal that can stare down a grizzly bear, take down a wolf, and still look at you with total unwavering devotion. Some dogs aren't just pets, they are living, breathing shields. If things go wrong, these breeds won't hesitate to put their bodies between you and danger, even if it costs them everything. But while most guardian breeds will bark to alert you, there is one specific dog on this list so inherently dangerous to outsiders that judges aren't even allowed to touch it during competitions. That forbidden dog is coming. The Boer Bull comes from South Africa. Farmers there needed a dog that could handle harsh terrain, brutal heat, and apex predators. Weighing up to 200 pounds, this dog is a massive wall of pure muscle. Boer Bulls are incredibly gentle with their human families. They love kids and can be total couch potatoes inside the house. But the second a stranger steps onto your property, a switch flips. They possess an intense tracking instinct and immense biting power. A Boer Bull evaluates every situation with calm intelligence. But if they decide you are in danger, they move with lethal velocity. If you prefer a dog that acts like an invisible shadow, the Cane Corso is a masterclass in protection. These Italian Mastiffs trace their roots back to Roman war dogs. In ancient times, they literally charged into battle wearing spiked armor. Today, they apply that exact same courage to guarding American suburban homes. A male Cane Corso easily clears 110 pounds of lean, athletic muscle. They do not bark just to hear themselves talk. If a Cane Corso is growling, something is seriously wrong. They form an intense, almost spiritual bond with one person. They will constantly position themselves between that person and the door, quietly monitoring every single movement. Most people recognize the next dog, but they completely misunderstand its true nature. The Doberman Pinscher was created in late 19th century Germany by a tax collector named Louis Doberman. He needed a personal bodyguard while walking through dangerous neighborhoods with large amounts of cash. Dobermans are unique because they were engineered specifically to protect humans, not livestock. They are incredibly fast, highly intelligent, and effortlessly athletic. A Doberman does not just bite, they use their entire body as a weapon to intercept threats before a criminal can even get close to you. They are so in tune with their owners that they often react to a threat before you even realize you are afraid. That brings us to a giant that looks like a fluffy teddy bear, but hides the heart of a warrior. The Tibetan Mastiff is one of the oldest and most expensive breeds in the world. For thousands of years, they guarded monasteries in the Himalayas. They routinely fought off snow leopards and packs of wolves. A full-grown male can weigh up to 150 pounds, covered in a thick, dense coat that makes them look twice their actual size. Tibetan Mastiffs are fiercely independent. They do not look to you for commands when a threat appears. They rely on their ancient instincts to make executive decisions. If they think someone is a threat, they will block the path and refuse to budge. If you think a Tibetan Mastiff is big, wait until you see the absolute unit coming up next. The Alabai, or Central Asian Shepherd, has been protecting flocks and property for over 5,000 years. This breed was shaped by natural selection in some of the harshest environments on Earth. They routinely weigh over 150 pounds. The Alabai is famous for having an incredibly high pain tolerance and a completely fearless attitude. They do not back down from anything. If an intruder climbs over your fence, an Alabai will not bark a warning. They simply neutralize the threat. Inside the home, they are quiet, dignified, and incredibly protective of small children. But as terrifying as the Alabai is, it lacks the specialized military-grade engineering of the breed we are covering next. A dog literally created in a secret Soviet lab. If you want to uncover how these apex guardian breeds operate every single week, hit that subscribe button right now, because the breed engineered by the military took 17 different bloodlines to perfect. The Black Russian Terrier was created in the 1940s for government security and military use. Scientists crossed over 17 different breeds, including the Rottweiler and the giant Schnauzer, to create the ultimate state-controlled guard dog. Weighing up to 130 pounds, these dogs are highly trainable, exceptionally smart, and incredibly brave. They were bred to work in freezing temperatures and high-stress environments. A Black Russian Terrier is not a social butterfly. They are polite but deeply suspicious of anyone outside their immediate family circle. The Bull Mastiff takes a completely different approach to protection. Developed in England during the 19th century, gamekeepers needed a dog to stop poachers on large estates. The poachers were often armed and dangerous, so the dog couldn't just bark. The Bull Mastiff was bred to be a silent tracker. They weigh up to 130 pounds, combining the speed of a bulldog with the size of a mastiff. When a Bull Mastiff catches an intruder, they do not bite or maul them. Instead, they tackle the person to the ground and pin them down using their massive body weight until help arrives. They are the ultimate non-lethal protectors. Next is a breed that survived the collapse of the Soviet Union. The Caucasian Shepherd is an absolute giant, often weighing over 170 pounds. They originated in the Caucasus Mountains, where they defended property from predators and trespassers for centuries. This dog possesses an incredibly strong territorial instinct. They view your entire property line as a border that no unauthorized person may cross. The Caucasian Shepherd is intensely loyal to its owner, but requires an expert handler. Their sheer size and protective drive mean they will actively seek to dominate any situation they perceive as dangerous. But here's what nobody talks about when they rank these dogs. Size and aggression don't make a dog dangerous. Bite force does. And one breed on this list has a bite force that has been scientifically measured and verified to exceed a wolf, a leopard, and every other dog breed ever tested. We will get there. But first, the dog built for the slowest, most patient kind of war. If you want a dog that combines massive size with a surprisingly calm demeanor, look at the Spanish Mastiff. For centuries, these dogs guided massive flocks of sheep across Spain, defending them from wolves. Males can easily weigh up to 200 pounds. The Spanish Mastiff is a quiet guardian. They prefer to sit in a strategic spot where they can watch the entire yard. They rarely bark, using their massive size as a natural deterrent. However, if an intruder ignores their presence, the Spanish Mastiff transforms into a fierce protector, using its heavy chest and powerful jaws to defend its home. The Rottweiler is one of the most popular guard dogs in America for a reason. Their history goes back to the Roman Empire, where they herded cattle and guarded supply lines. Later, in the German town of Rottweil, they protected butcher shops and traveled with merchants to guard bags of money tied around their necks. A male Rottweiler weighs around 130 pounds. They are incredibly muscular, highly intelligent, and deeply devoted to their family. A Rottweiler protects by standing its ground. They do not run away from danger, and they will use their heavy bodies to block anyone trying to harm you. From the mountains of Japan comes the Akita. These dogs were originally bred to hunt large game like bears and wild boars, but they quickly transitioned into elite palace guards for Japanese royalty. An Akita is a silent, cat-like protector. They rarely bark, preferring to watch strangers with an intense, unblinking stare. They weigh up to 130 pounds and possess an incredibly powerful build. The Akita's loyalty is legendary, immortalized by the famous dog Hachiko, who waited for his deceased owner at a train station every day for 9 years. The Estrela Mountain Dog is one of the oldest breeds from Portugal. They spent centuries guarding herds from wolves in the rugged Estrela Mountains. Weighing up to 130 pounds, they feature a thick, weather-resistant coat and a formidable build. This breed is incredibly affectionate with its family, but stays on high alert whenever a stranger enters the picture. They will instantly put themselves in harm's way if they sense a threat, just like every dog on this list will. But the next breed doesn't just protect you, it has a documented, involuntary hatred of strangers baked into its genetics. Scientists have studied it, judges refuse to approach it, and in some countries, owning one requires a special permit. This is the dog we promised you at the start. The Fila Brasileiro is a 180-pound titan that possesses a trait called oheriza, an extreme, hardwired aversion to strangers. They do not want to be petted, and they do not tolerate outsiders. In Brazil, dog judges do not even touch this breed during shows because of their intense protective nature. A Fila Brasileiro is fiercely devoted to its owners and will willingly sacrifice its life to keep them safe. But even the Fila doesn't hold the record for raw mechanical power. That belongs to a dog with a bite force verified to be stronger than a wild wolf, and we've been building to this one since the middle of the video. In the mountains of Turkey lives the Kangal. and it holds a world record that no other domesticated animal can touch: 743 pounds per square inch of verified bite force. To put that in terms you can feel, a wolf bites at around 400 psi, a leopard bites at around 350, a Kangal bites nearly twice as hard as either of them. Turkish Shepherds don't use these dogs to bark at wolves. They use them to physically engage wolves and win. They wear thick iron spiked collars specifically to protect their throats in those fights. And yet, bring a Kangal inside, put a toddler next to it, and it becomes a different animal entirely. The same jaw that can crack bone will carry an egg without breaking it. That combination, absolute lethality and complete gentleness, is what puts the Kangal in a category of its own. Finally, the Komondor is a Hungarian guardian dog that you can spot from a mile away. They are famous for their unique corded white coat that looks exactly like dreadlocks. This coat serves a dual purpose. It helps them blend in with the sheep they protect, taking predators by surprise, and it acts as literal armor, protecting them from wolf bites. Weighing up to 130 pounds, the Komondor is an independent, powerful guardian. They are incredibly territorial. If an intruder enters their zone, the Komondor will attack without hesitation, proving that beneath that unusual coat lies the heart of a fearless warrior. But while these 15 dogs will gladly trade their lives to keep your home safe, they aren't the only animals capable of terrifying loyalty. In fact, there is a completely different class of animals that people are using right now to guard their properties, and some of them are entirely illegal. Click the video on your screen right now. Some of those animals are legal to own in certain states and completely illegal in others. What counts as a guard animal might surprise you.